2, 1, and we have liftoff.
Lift off.
All right. Okay. Welcome everybody. If you're just jumping in, remember just go ahead and give us your name and where you're from, and we'll see your name. Just where you're from in the comment section, and let us know who we got live coming on today. We're going to start in about a minute and a half, and also would like to hear from what you've been enjoying about the streams, what you've what you found valuable so far, what you're using and implementing, and what kind of hacks you're finding in your own matrix and what's going on. So we love to hear that stuff, and as you know, we get back on just about every comment that we can. So yeah, hey Mary, good to see you. Thanks for the hugs. Right back to you there.
Did we get hugs? I didn't get a hug.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know there's little emoji hugs. New
hug,
Delhi,
hug.
India. Mary, where are you from? Colorado, Shirley. Hey, Shirley, how you doing? Slovenia. Nice. Current. Hopefully I said that right. Means we're supposed to be going live. There you go. Goa. Wow. My wife and I visited Goa many years ago. We loved it. Serbia. London. Is it raining in
Wow.
London? Next. Wow, hey boys, watching you from beautiful island of Mallorca? Oh, in Spain.
Oh,
Cool. Nice. And from Austria. Nice. Hey. Let's see if I can ask schools. Okay. LA, Slovenia, Italy, all over the world. Wonderful. Okay.
it's amazing. Absolutely amazing the reach that we have.
That's great. Thank you guys for showing up every Thursday. We're here. Hope to bring you, some good, valuable things to bring back to this somewhat seemingly crazy matrix that's going on around us, and how we can have more control of it, of ourselves, and the reality we experience on a day-to-day basis. So thanks for jumping in. All right. Do you want to get started there, Ross?
I think so. Give me just 1 second. I'm just making one adjustment here. I'm gonna do things just kind of setting things up just a little bit differently for myself so that I
Okay.
don't mess everything up. All right, and we are live. Yes, 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 yes.
It's fully yes.
All right.
At least
Well,
that's the illusion we're giving ourselves.
yeah, really. Actually, it's just you and me. So it's been a crazy week. It's been awesome. I'm telling you, as Gary said earlier, we have been, monitoring and replying back to comments that people are making, that are, seriously taking these micro hacks and putting them to use. And it's crazy. So just to give you an idea is that Dario says that my most valuable takeaway was showing us how getting involved in narratives can reproduce, attract more of the same. I just as how social media responds, throwing us at what we react to most. That's apparently how the matrix works too. Exactly. And then he finished that off with thanks, guys. So he got that spot on. He understands that as we are working, let's just using social media as an example, as we are reacting to that social media and the things that are coming on, and again with here in the U.S. we've got elections, so there's so much stuff that's coming through. Um, and he's understanding that his reaction to that is just simply going to keep attracting more of it, and his reaction to the world around him, regardless of social media, is going to continue to attract more and more of what he's reacting to. We want to put ourselves in the situation as if we are um, outside looking in through the window, and we are just simply going and looking at what's going on in the room. That's how we want this to be. Umi says, a few days ago, I did 7 steps of micro hacks, and yesterday I won the Facebook ads workshop giveaway, which was worth about $100. Thank you so much. That's just crazy good. Again, it's a small step, but it for her that could be just a major stride. We want to take all of this in context for the individual. This is how it works. These micro hacks make a huge difference in the lives of everyone. So, with those in mind, welcome to today's stream. And I want to tell you that today's micro hack is one of the essential skills that you need when you're exploring how to hack the infinity matrix. It's literally the fastest way to get control of your reality. Today's micro hacks will help you build strength, skills, and designing the reality that you actually deserve. And we don't tell you what to hack; we show you how to hack, and that's going to be the key in your mind. Is we're just giving you a tool, and how you use that tool, how you build that house, how you use that hammer. That's up to you. Okay, so stick around, play along. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Most of this live stream today is going to be Gary showing some amazing micro hacks, and there's going to be a lot of involvement. And these are going to be the hidden keys to accessing the control center of the infinity matrix. It's as simple as that. We're going to get you closer and closer to clarity for your CCP. So, we need your participation so that we know that we are making a point and that people are understanding. So, put down in below hashtag, what's our hashtag today?
Hashtag
Let's play. Hashtag let's play. And put that in the comments. Let us know that you're there. Let us know that you are ready to make a huge difference in your life. And this is going to be fun. We're going to make your brains work a little bit.
People want to make sure that you're active, and hashtag let's play.
So the thing about the infinity matrix, whether it be internal or external, is that successes and failures both leave clues. But if you're not able to uncover those clues, then you're at the mercy of those who can and those who do. We talked about this last week. If you don't control your life, somebody else will. All right. This is, again, the tool to give you clarity so you can see what's happening around you and what's happening to you. So as we progress these last few weeks, we've received several confirmations that we're all heading in the right direction. And those testimonials earlier were ideal. So as we lay the groundwork for further advance your ability to dance with the infinity matrix, that's what it's all about. So as I said earlier, Gary's got some really cool micro hacks.
So just interject there, Ross. We're getting a ton of let's plays, so really looking forward. So that means we're going to ask you to participate during this. So stick around because we're going to need your interaction for the things we're going to be doing today. All right?
Exactly. So all of this that we're doing today is going to allow you to make better choices on that path of your journey. But first, I want to share some amazing research with you. I'm the geek here. This research was done about 2 decades ago, but it's still very valid today. And so bear with me, but it's very cool. Now I'm going to actually have to read this so that I don't confuse myself, because it can kind of get a little. Gary's going to pop up some images too as we're going along. So
I can actually grab premise, it, Ross. You need the one with the lines, right?
Yep, correct.
Okay, I'm gonna have to grab that. So keep talking, I'll grab it.
Okay. So anyhow, the premise was simple for this research. In order to prove how your environment influences your perception of reality, researchers took a newborn kitten and placed it in a room that had nothing but vertical stimuli throughout it. And so, in other words, there may have been a table and chair legs in the room, but there was no tabletop. Okay, so everything looked like this. Everything. Lines, everything in that room was vertical. So there was no top to that table, just the legs, if you can imagine that. We'll pop something up here in just a second. All right, so that means that for most of its life, as it grew and then became a cat, it never saw a horizontal line ever. So another kitten at the same time was also placed in a room with only horizontal lines, horizontal stimuli. And again, it would be exposed to the tabletop, but not the legs. So just give me a kind of like a thumbs up that you guys are understanding where I'm going with this. Okay. So imagine, so yeah, so there's the image. Those are your horizontal lines. So everything in that room only was horizontal. There was never legs on the table. Just the table was like probably built in out of the wall, but there was never anything any legs. Okay, so it was only exposed to those lines. It had to have been kind of a crazy looking room. So then what do you think happened? Just comment down below. What do you think happened? That's right. In each case, when put into a normal room, the vertical cat, okay, those are the lines that go up and down, the vertical cat could only see could only not see this is why I had to write it down, could not see horizontal objects. I'm not saying it couldn't recognize them. I'm saying it could not see them. In other words, that cat couldn't recognize a stair. It couldn't see because it was in a normal room now with tables and chairs like normal. It could only see the legs of the chairs and the legs of the tables. Okay. When the horizontal cat was put in the same room, the reverse happened. It could only see it could not see, excuse me, the vertical objects. So in other words, as it's walking through the room, it would literally bump into the legs of a table or chairs. It could not see them. Literally, it could not see them. So then what they did is they took the cats and they scanned their brains. And what the scan showed is that the neurons in the brain that are designed specifically for these actions, you have vertical neurons and you have horizontal neurons. They were missing. They just weren't there. Okay. Now, let me clarify that. So the cat that was in the horizontal room had no vertical neurons. The cat that was in the vertical room had no horizontal neurons in their brains. So there's two takeaways here. What do you think they are? Just think about it for a second, because it's actually really, really cool. Because this research, as simple as it was, has major implications. The first takeaway is that their environment affected the biology of the animal's body. Where have we heard this before? Gary, what's that called? Epigenetics.
Yeah.
The environment affected how the cat's brain developed. Number two, by learning to understand your environment, you can make and have better control over your choices within it. So if those cats understood what was going on, if they had that ability and such, and I pray to God this was never done on a human, but if they had that ability and such, then they could start making different choices. sometimes to compensate, sometimes to figure something else out, but nevertheless, it allowed them to make better choices. Now, both of these are going to apply to everybody on this call. And that's what this microhack is all about that Gary's going to take you through, because they are so, so important. We have been the last 3 live streams that we've done have been building up to this, okay? Because now we need to show you and teach you how to see, take you through exercises that are going to kind of, work your seeing muscle. We're not going to work your eyes. We're going to work all the neurons and all the connections behind them so that you're going to understand what you're actually seeing around you. So today's topic is super fun. And I want to bring some fun into this practice, hacking the infinity matrix. Gary, take it away.
Thanks, Ross. All right. So what Ross is saying essentially is that we're all a bunch of cats and we're being either horizontal or vertical lines throughout our lives. And those horizontal or vertical lines determine how we perceive the world around us. And so if we don't become aware of those patterns that we are being presented with, then we're not as empowered as we could be, right? So now that we know we have willing participants, everybody's great. That's awesome. We're going to jump right in with, first of all, understanding the fundamentals of recognizing what a pattern is. Okay. So if something happens once and doesn't happen again, then it's not considered a pattern, right? It's just something that happened. There's no sequence of events that you could predictably say that this is going to be the next thing that happens. Okay. And so if something happens twice, it has the potential of being a pattern, but also has the potential of being a fluke the second time around. That it just anything happens twice, right? So if something happens 3 times, then it has the foundation of being a pattern. Okay, because then you have a beginning, you have a middle reference point, and you have a progression or regression towards the next element in the pattern. Okay, so I'm going to pull something up here. I'm going to bump you off there, Ross, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so if I were to say capital A, okay, the info that you have is that there's an alphabet. It's the beginning of the English alphabet. It's the capital letter A in the alphabet. But if I ask you to tell me what comes next, could you? I mean, go ahead. See what comes. If I give you that, I'm saying, hey, I'm giving you a pattern. What's the next sequence, next part of this sequence for the pattern? See if anybody can tell me what that is in the comments. Okay, what do you think it is? Yeah, and probably some of you are struggling because it could be anything, right? Right? Because you're left with an infinite number of possibilities, which could be right or wrong. So basically, so Denise says B. Well, B is a potential, but you don't have enough information yet, right? Yeah, a lot of you are saying, or little a. That's good, right? Again, you don't have enough information in the that's being delivered to determine whether it's a pattern yet. So one bit of information is not enough, right? So if I say, let me just do this here. If I say A, B, so those of you that said B in this particular pattern did get it correct, right? But now what you have is you have capital A, you have capital B, which is more info to piece together, right? But it's still Let's go through what those elements are. First of all, it's still the alphabet of the English alphabet. That's still consistent, right? There's consistency in that. There is a progression, right, from the beginning. So it's still starting from the beginning. It's not going negative B, right? So there's still a progression. So there's that bit of information. It's and the progression is up by 1, so it's not A to D to. I mean, it's the other thing is that there's still capitals, because some of you wrote capital A, capital B. So the information you have is a little bit more now. So now with these 2 bits of information in this pattern, right? If I ask you to tell me what comes next, then you have an idea where it's going and could probably deduce a more likely option for what's next. So with the information you have right now, the more likely option, what could it be? Right. ABBA. I like that, Janet. That's good. Aha, aha. Oh, I like that too. Okay. A potential da, da, da. Okay, and then someone says E. Yeah, okay, I got some good funny ones coming up there. That's good. Excellent. So the ABC, right? Because the if I say capital A, capital B, capital C, now, okay, because the capital C was still kind of questionable, right? Because you didn't really have enough information to say that now there's a pattern going on. But now that you have 3 in the sequence, the probability of the next sequence and the ones going forward starts to narrow down, right? So that's when then now there's the probability. Okay? Good, good. I'm just checking that. A, B, C, def. Yep. Excellent. Nice. Okay. So if you think of it this way, once means it's just by chance, okay? Or could be just by chance. Twice means it could be coincidental, okay? But a third time, then you have the foundation for a pattern. And that's what you're seeing here. Okay?
So remember in our episode on narratives, it's all about the patterns. That's what we were talking about. It's all about the patterns in the infinity matrix. And you can now start to be aware patterns of certain types and headlines that get you emotionally charged. I call it poking the pain. So they find something that stimulates you, and then they just keep on more and more and more and more and more. It's like when you get in an argument with someone. When they realize that they kind of touched on a nerve, they're just going to keep on and keep on and keep on. When we get emotional, okay, this is a little neuroscience for you guys. When we get emotional, okay, we go to a fight or flight type of stage in our brain. So in other words, most of the blood in our brain goes to the back of the brain. Okay, well, the frontal lobes is where we do most of our thinking. So that's why when you have an argument with somebody or you get all upset, and then 15, 20 minutes later, oh, I should have said that. That's what I should have said. That's because 15, 20 minutes later, now you're using your entire brain. So this is how it's starting. This is how it happens. So patterns, when you can recognize patterns, when it becomes just an instant, there's certain types of results you get in your life. The only way to alter what you are charged by or to get different results is first to notice the patterns. And then you can start to manipulate the elements from your choice convergence point. Okay? That's always your goal, is to stay at your choice convergence point. So be aware of your body. Okay? Our bodies are very, very intuitive. Okay, when we get nervous, the butterflies we get in our stomach when we're nervous, that's your body. Okay, listen to it. Listen and see how friends and your loved ones react when certain things happen. look at them and go, do I react like that too? Does somebody get kind of jittery? Do they, start twirling their hair or whatever the case? These are all different things. When look at somebody's, look at their eyes. Are they looking down? That means that they're probably depressed or maybe a little embarrassed of something. If somebody can't make eye contact with you, that means that they are having an issue with the topic. Okay, they're generally torn. They're not sure. Um, so breathing is your breathing, is it shallow or is it really deep and relaxing? Shallow is not quite that loud, but you just feel that you're breathing through the top of your lungs and that's it. Or it's just like nice, slow, deep breaths. Body posture, standing proud, slumped. Are you? Are you always standing up straight? Or does a certain topic, when you are being stimulated by it, are you kind of starting to kind of, pull into yourself? Okay. Words, words that are used a lot, whether negative or positive. Be aware of your language. Be aware of your self-talk. I can't do that. Oh, that's never going to happen. Oh, I wish that would happen. Okay. These are all messages that you're sending to the matrix. Gary.
So I can't emphasize how important it is to really hone your pattern detection skills. When you get really good at it, you'll have the ability and the capacity to see things in your environment and with a good level of predictability tell what's going to occur because of those patterns, right? Everything from, if you listen to people's language and their communication and how their language and the words they say, the type of words, and you see the pattern in what they do, then you can predictably tell with high level of probability what's going to come next. When you have that capacity, you also have the capacity to interject before the next part of the sequence occurs, right? Which gives you a very powerful tool to be able to, for yourself, create shifts, changes, and adjustments into new reality, as well as to help others to shift, change, and adjust their reality as well. Okay? So, I'm going to start off here with, let's play a little game. All right, we got lots of activity, which is awesome today. So we're going to stretch your hacking abilities right now, and we're going to play a game. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a set of information. Okay, it's going to be a pattern. I'm telling you right now, there's a pattern that's going to be established. Okay, and as I establish that pattern, I'm going to give you 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece of the pattern, and then what I want you to tell me is the next element in the pattern by posting the answer when you think you have it. Okay, now I'll tell you when when you have enough information to deduct what that pattern is. But when you get it, right? When you get it, because some of you will, some of you may need to watch it and over and come back to this and really think about it for it to pop for you, right? When you get it, don't tell anyone in the group how you got it. So don't give them oh, he's doing this or he's doing that or he's saying this or he's saying that. Don't do that. Just tell what the next part of the sequence is. So for example, if the pattern I was giving earlier was A, B, C, and I told you to enter into the comments what's the next part of the sequence, then you would obviously write D. You wouldn't write, oh, he's talking about the alphabet. Oh, he's saying this. He's talking all capitals. Don't want that type of thing. I just want you to tell me what the next part of the sequence is. Okay? And it's important that we don't do that in the comments, because it's really important for those that are stretching their capacity and their ability to detect these patterns, for them to get their own aha moments. Okay? So it's important for them to get their own aha moments. Let them have it. Just like you get yours, there's something that happens in the neurology of the brain when that happens, and we don't want to deny someone of having that. So let's start. Well, first of all, drop some emojis so that you all agree to play those rules for this game. So we're not going to give the secret behind the secret, if you will. Okay, just drop some emojis, say thumbs up, whatever, fist pump, elbows, whatever emojis that are out there now. Oh, you're off mute there, Mike. 1 second, Ross. Let me bring you back in. There you go.
Great, thank you. So let's also make sure that those of you that are watching this on the replay, same thing. Don't go through the comments looking for an answer. Okay, we will give you guys the ansers.
Actually,
but
I'm not actually going to give you the
ultimately,
answers this week.
ultimately, I was fading.
So we're going to play the game. Here's the trick. Okay, we're going to play the game, and when I see people giving the answers regularly, then I will move on to the next. I'm going to go through. Hopefully, we'll have time for 2 patterns today. And so when I see enough responses of people actually giving me the correct next part of the sequence, then we'll move ahead. And if I'm going over what I think is enough time, and we're not getting it, then I will move to the next one, right? Because you can always come back and watch this until you get it. It's really important for you to have that aha moment. Okay, so I want to give you that. And if you tune in next week, then I'll give the answer to what the actual patterns are. Okay, all right. Oh yes, we got a lot of thumbs up. Awesome. We got yep, don't give out the answer. Good. Yes, correct. Don't give out sorry. Okay, good. And Paola, I will do my best to speak slowly for you out there in Italy so that you are able to catch the patterns properly. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pop you off, Ross, and then I'm going to do
No problem. Got it.
So the first pattern. Again, I'm going to give you the pieces of the pattern, and I'll break them up so you can distinguish when first information is done and the second information starts and finishes, and third, and so on. Okay? So the first part of this, and remember, you can't guess until after the third one because you won't be able to distinguish what the pattern is until then. Okay? So the first one, this right here, this is my nose. Okay, you all got that? So this is my nose. That's the first piece of the pattern. Okay, I know it doesn't look that way, but to me, this is my nose for this pattern. And this over here, if you were to really take a good look, you'd see clearly that this is my eye. And that's the second piece of the pattern. All right, so the third piece, then I think if I feel it right, then I would say that this right here, right, that spot right there, that is my ear. So you've got 3 pieces to the pattern so far. Who can predictably tell me what this is? Okay, so go ahead and tell me what this is. Based on the pattern that you've been looking at, what is this? Linda, if you just came on board, yeah, you're gonna, I mean, you might have to catch some of the replay to kind of get this. So what we're doing is we're giving a pattern. You have to try to predictably guess what the element is. So I already went through, and I'll review again. Oh, someone said lips. Oh, Dario said he got it. Okay, so if you got it, what's the next? What is this then, Dario? And said mouth, chin. Okay, good. A couple people got going there. Mouth. Okay, so if this is my chin, okay, so some of you got it right. How? Well, right. So those of you that got it right, now you'll confirm. Now you get to confirm if you got the pattern correct or not. Okay. So this is my chin. Then I have to say that this right here is my nose. Right? And if that's my nose, I'm going to give you 3 more pieces here, right? So if that's my nose, okay, this back right here is my elbow. And if that's my elbow, This right here is my eye. So you got 3 more pieces. And that's my eye. Sorry, this is my hand, right? You've got 3 more pieces to the puzzle, right? To the sequence. So if that's my eye, based on the new set of patterns and the previous ones, all right, what would you say is, what would you say is this right here? Okay. Go ahead and comment in the comment section. I think some of you are cluing in. Some of you still got to work on the pattern. And we'll give more clarity on the whole secret behind the secret next week. But give me a couple more. So what's that? Good. Okay. All right. So some of you are getting it, which is good. And some of you are going, what the heck is Gary doing? And that's okay, right? Good, good. Well, I love the interaction. Okay, good. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you didn't get it in the secret, good. A ton of you are getting it now. You popped, so that's good. So those that haven't gotten yet, come back to the replay, and you can catch the replay on. I'll drop the link here. If we'll keep it up on the page because we're streaming in different places. But the way you can always get our streams and our replays is on our group page. So if you haven't jumped in there yet, just the link should show up. There it is, and you can go there and please do fill out the questions because we're starting to really hone in on who we want in the group. We want active participants. So there's 3 simple questions we ask you to enter into the group to qualify. Please do that, and then jump in. Sorry, Paoli. Keep reminding me. I love it. So it's okay. So if you want the replay, go to the page. That's the best place to get them. We keep them there. We will be creating a units section that will have these so that they're easier to access as well. So please just go ahead and check that out and fill out those questions, and then we'll accept you into the group. And we're going to start to really clean that up and make sure that we have the right participants in there, because we want that group to be a place where we all experiment with how we're hacking the matrix. Okay. All right. So I got one more for you. It's a really good one. Okay. So this one, gonna hide that. Okay. Are you all ready for the next one? Give me a thumbs up. Those of you who haven't gotten the first one yet, come back and watch the replay, and then you'll get it. You'll go, oh, that's it. Okay. All right. So give me some heads up, thumbs up, fist pumps, quick kick emojis. Know where you're ready for the next pattern. This one may not be quite as easy. That's why I saved it. Awesome. Okay, good, good. All right, here we go. First one in the sequence. Line down, line across. Okay, and I'm saying line, not lie down. Line as in, point A, point B. All right. So line down, line across is the first in the sequence. And again, remember, you don't have enough information yet to tell me what the pieces are, because that's just one segment of the pattern. Second one. Line down, half circle, half circle. Okay. So number 1 is line down, line across. Number 2, line down, half circle, half circle. Number 3 is half circle. Okay, now you're all sufficiently confused, I'm sure. Okay. Who can tell me what the next sequence, the next element of this pattern is, by telling in the comments using, the same language that I'm using. So you would say, is it, line across, line down, line up, line, whatever, right? So, or circles, half circles, those kinds of things. So that's the playing field. So you know that I'm using geometric type shapes, right? Or elements of geometric type shapes, which is lines, horizontal line, vertical lines, whatever. So if number 1, I'll go through it again, right? first in the sequence is, oh, good. Okay. So the first in the sequence is line down, line across. Second is line down, half circle, half circle. Third one is half circle. Okay. Good. And now you need to tell me what number 4 is. I've seen a couple of people have gotten it. Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 more in the sequence. And so those of you that got the 4th one or put it down, see if this falls in alignment with the pattern that you're predicting. Okay. So the 4th one is line down, half circle. So those of you got it. Woohoo! Okay. All right. Now let's confirm, because you should predictably know what the next one is, which is line down, line across, line across, line across. And the next one in the sequence after that one, so again, I'll go through that one again. So after the 4th one, which is line down, half circle, the 5th one is line down, line across, line across, line across. Pale. Yeah, it is confusing, Pale, because it's kind of bizarre. It's you're stretching your brain and your way to see and perceive the information coming to you and the pieces as they fit together. That's a part of the process. The confusion is a good thing because it means your mind is stretching to a place where it hasn't yet gone. And when you stretch your mind to a place where it hasn't yet gone, you're growing. So confusion is not something to be afraid of. Okay, you just don't want to stay in confusion. That's okay. You want to find way out, and that's where we put on these inspector hats to say, well, let's kind of figure this out and work with it. Okay, all right. So so now it's going to get even more bizarre. Okay, so the next one is line down, line across, line across. Hey, Cheryl, I'm glad you just joined. You'll have to kind of catch up and see where we lead up to this, because everything we've done so far is just trying to lead up to this part. So please do catch the replay. I'll share the link again of the group where you can jump in if you don't see it on the page, because we are streaming it to different places. So you can always catch it at one spot. Okay. I see. So then the next one after that. So again, it's line down, line across was the last one I gave you. So predictably now, half circle, line down, line across. Good. Okay. So who can tell me what the next? We're going to leave. We're going to leave it now. Who's going to tell me the final part of this sequence in line across, circle, line across, line across. Oh, okay. All right. So some of you are getting it. So you should be telling me what the 8th one in the sequence is right now. If you know the pattern, what's the 8th one in the sequence? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Some of you are getting it. Awesome. Okay, good. Okay, good. Excellent. Woohoo! All right, we got some pattern detectives in the house. That's awesome. Okay. Good. Okay, so I'm going to give what the final one is, and if you got it, great. You totally got the pattern. If you didn't get this last one, so the 8th one in the sequence is line down, line across, line down, or it could be line down, line across. It could be one of those depending on just how you kind of process things in your brain. Okay, so line down, line across, or It's line down, line across, line down. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I see a lot of you getting it. Okay, good. All right. So was that fun? All right. So some good brain stuff going on for you. But this is how you start to hack the matrix. Okay. You start to look at. Are you speaking of? So it's a good question, right? That's a part of what you have to figure. You have to determine and play with. And so the question is, Michael's saying, are you speaking of vertical or horizontal or diagonal? Again, that's for you to kind of play with all the possibilities in your brain to figure out what the pattern is. Because when you see it, it's going to be super clear, right? When you get it, it's going to be super, super clear what the pattern is. And you won't have to ask me a question like, is it vertical or horizontal? But asking me is a good thing because it's getting more clarity. I'm saying it's the potential of all of that. So take the information I gave you and the different pieces of each of the patterns and see if you can kind of figure out what the next piece of the pattern is. And if you come back and watch the replay, and if you watch the replay and you get it, then come back and comment, right? And and then it's a fun party game. Go ahead and challenge people in the party, okay? And kind of stretch their minds and help them to kind of start to expand the way they perceive and look at things in their matrix. Okay. All right. I'm bringing you back.
Hey.
All right. Shiba, you want the answer? Okay, I know a lot of you want the answer next week. Tune in next week, and we'll give the answers. I'll be breaking down for those of you who didn't get it, I'll be breaking down what it was I was doing, and be super, super clear. I will definitely take you out of the frustration. All right. Yeah, I know. No, I can't tell you now, Phil. It wouldn't be fair. I want you to come back.
And don't message us either, because we're not going to tell.
Yeah,
We're sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, don't blow up our DMs because we are not giving out the secret.
But the idea here, though, is that, Gary said, we want you to ponder this. We want this to sit. This is kind of what we call an open loop. We want this to sit and just keep going around in your mind, because ultimately what you're going to do is you're going to start applying this over the next 7 days. You're going to he is just kind of popped a little bubble in your head, and now you're going to just start looking, and you're going to start to see patterns.
Yeah. And then when you get it and you actually review the video again, you're going to kick yourself, because there's all kinds of clues I've been giving since the beginning of the broadcast. Okay, all kinds of clues. So that's something else for you guys to kind of chew on a little bit. I need to think outside the box. Yeah, you need to think outside all kinds of boxes.
Or think about the box.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you all for jumping in today. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be same place, same time next Thursday, and we'll be getting to the comments and responding to as much as possible without giving answers. And thanks everybody for jumping in. We really appreciate you showing up. Please share this. I think it's important what we're doing. I think it's important for more people to really be able to hack the matrix. Share parties are a good idea, with family and friends. Post it on your page. Make sure you jump over to the group if you're not already in it. Answer the questions that we ask, so that we kind of have an idea of who's in there, what we can bring to the table that's going to serve the group more. What clues, Brenda? Well, go ahead. When you see it, Brenda, go ahead and watch it.
So going off of that, Gary, I mean, a lot of the new people that are coming in are being referred by their friends and family. Yeah. So that says a lot. That means a lot to us as well, because that means that you believe in us and you believe in the material that we're presenting for you. So that's cool. And you know, the more the more people in your social circle, okay, that are on the same page, then it just exponentially just grows and grows and grows, and everybody's kind of virtually kind of on the same page. And you can kind of play with these types of exercises, you know, offline, in front of people, and talk to them. What do you think about that? What did you think? Okay, let's play this together. Let's do this. Oh, let me create one. But then everybody starts to become more on the same page, and that's what you're looking for, because now you're attracting, you're attracting to your CCP.
Yeah. Now, Brenda asked what group. So, Brenda, we stream this in a variety of different places. And the primary group, the Facebook group that we have is facebook.com/groups/the Infinity Matrix. I did drop a link in the comments, so you'll find it there as well to go directly there. And
there'll be follow-up links provided as well.
yeah, and we'll be posting it as well. And I don't know if we're going to drop in a recap of the patterns, but maybe some of the information about what consists of a pattern today, because I want people to actually watch and see what's going on for the patterns themselves instead of just in the text. All right. Thank you, everybody. Much love.
That's
we
it.
really appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
And we will see you next Thursday.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. There's my mouse.